welcome, and thank you for tuning in. This is TMC with Chi, and I am ChiAurelia. I am very passionate about seeing the Black woman win. Real shit. Like, I'm not even being funny. Because we fucking deserve that. Like, for real. And in order to really win, to go after the things that we know we deserve or the things that we desire, we have to figure out what we want in order to get what we want. When you go to the grocery store, you go with a list so you know what to get, because if you want to make a peach cobbler, you have to buy peaches. And if you don't know what it is that you want, you have to ask yourself, well, who am I in the first place, right? And a lot of who we think we are has been kind of just handed to us, you know? Like, you're gonna go play sports or you're gonna be in the band. I remember having a hissy fit. I was crying and confessing to my dad, like, I don't even want to be in a band. She just wants me to play that stupid flute. I don't even like the flute. I actually love the flute now. Not playing it, but listening to it. And it was like, maybe she didn't get to be in the band, and so she was trying to make me live out this dream. I wanted to run track. I never got to run track because of whatever fear she had over me. I do have sickle cell, and her thing was like, yeah, you're not gonna be running out in the rain and sick in the hospital. I'm sure there's somebody out there who has sickle cell and also runs track. So yeah, it's like we have been kind of guided in this direction of what somebody else wanted for us. And y'all know I don't own the rights to this music. We've been guided by what somebody else wants for us, and it's like, I don't even want that shit. I'm working at a fucking accounting firm, a law firm. I'm giving people IVs. I don't want to do that shit. Like, what do I want to do, right? So take this time. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Take this time to really get into, like, what was I doing last year? What have I spent all year doing? Who have I spent all year hanging around? Was this a new year for me where I stepped into a lot of things? Maybe I started dating somebody new. Maybe I went somewhere and I made a new group of friends. And evaluate how that has affected you. Is it a positive thing and you want to thank God for, like, really being able to put you in new spaces? Or is it something where it's like, I've been sitting with these same folks drinking and smoking, and we ain't doing nothing to elevate, we ain't travel nowhere, we ain't building nothing, we just sitting here kicking and talking shit? That's fun and everything for a Saturday every blue moon or something, but like, what are you really spending your time doing? Go through your call log and see, like, who you spend the most time conversing with. Are those conversations built around any type of substance, or is it just something to make the time pass by? Because you gotta have a lot of talk time, but if you ain't talking about shit, what are you doing with your time? And check your emails too. Start unsubscribing from shit you don't listen to, that you don't buy from them anymore. You don't even open the emails. You know how the emails still be bold, but they be like, because you never read them? Just unsubscribe and then delete everything to make space for some new shit, or just so you can see that number go down. You should not have 35,000 emails. You shouldn't. You just shouldn't. So get rid of some of that shit. You can't get anything new if you don't have space for it. So also, people, you know, the new year is coming. Like I said, it's December 1st. And so a lot of people want to step into this new version of themselves come January 1st. But anything you get ready to do, you have to prepare for it. If I'm about to go to Mexico, I got to start buying clothes. I got to get a flight. I got to get my passport. If I am about to go again to the grocery store, I'm going to make a list. If I'm getting up to go to the gym, I have to have gym-like clothes. If I am going to school, I need to be, you know, I need a notebook to write in, a pencil to write with. I have to have things in order to step into this new experience. So if you plan to be a new version of yourself, a different version of yourself, then what are you doing now to do that? Again, being mindful of how much you give your energy to something or someone, or maybe a collective group. Maybe you're ready to branch off into something new. I challenge you to take this time to kind of fall back from everything, you know? Fall back from the social media so much. That's why you should get on my email list so you can still stay in the know. I'm going to be dropping some things, some activities to do pertaining to today's conversation. And yeah, man, fall back from the social media. Fall back from trying to just eat because it's like, oh, it's breakfast time. Like, challenge yourself to maybe go till noon, mid-morning, and see, you know, just off of water and tea, if how you feel, you know, if that clears your mind for other things. I love music. I'm a music junkie. However, sometimes I do just sit in silence so I can think, so I can let my thoughts flow. And, you know, like, that's what will help me to gain clarity on some things that may have been confusing me or causing chaos, or I was really tripping over it and it ain't even like that. And I know sometimes we use weed to do that too. You know, we might have a few shots when we get home from work or whatever have you, a nice bourbon on the rocks. I'm a whiskey gal myself. But we use those things to escape our reality, but the reality is still there when you sober up, or your high comes down, or that trip is over with. And so it's up to you to take the time to process yourself now, so you don't have to fucking feel like, oh, now I gotta deal with it. Like, it's nothing wrong with dealing with your shit. If you deal with your shit now, it won't become a problem later. And so taking a break from, like, refraining from smoking. Maybe you fall back on how often you smoke. Maybe you stop smoking altogether if you got that kind of willpower. It's not that hard. That's what's going to open your mind to being able to think clearly. Abstaining from smoking so much, drinking so much, hell, even sex. It's not that serious. It's really not. And I'm sure you've had enough sex to last you a 3-month period of getting your mind right. That, again, because y'all know it's a whole lot of going on when it comes to catching a body, and that body then had other bodies, and now you soaking up their energy. They feel all energetic and you feel drained, or you feel energetic and then that high comes down a few days later. Whatever the situation is really something that gets in the way of the clarity of your mind. It's cuffing season against whose rules? Who said cuffing season can't be in the spring? Like, the fuck? That's when it starts to get warm and you can wear less. That's when the real cuffing season should be. But regardless of when cuffing season is in your world, the point is, utilize, even if you're in a relationship, maybe abstaining from sex is not something that y'all willing to do. And if I was in a relationship, I'd be getting it in too. But what I'm saying is, you really, maybe y'all like, try to do things where you create more intimacy rather than just the physical penetration. Lay there butt booty ass naked and just see if y'all can hold a conversation being with each other. Do that with yourself. Like, just get naked and be with yourself. And it doesn't have to be to masturbate or to do whatever, you know. Just be free and see how you feel. You should be able to sit with yourself. That is exactly who you are. It's not the clothes, it's not the jewelry, it's not the aesthetic of whatever makeup and, you know, hairdo you have. It's you being your absolute. Child, listen. It's you being your absolute self. Just exactly how you came into this world. Because it's not on you, it's in you. So figure out what the fuck is in yourself. You feel me? Let's see here. Just like to keep myself on track. Yeah, so that's really much it. You know, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. And like I said, I'm gonna be dropping an activity to do, and you can catch that via email. And also, I'll be going over the results to my activity tomorrow so that you can also get into like, okay, yeah, I didn't think about that. Or maybe I could go a little further with my analyzation. Analyzation, journaling, it's all one and the same because you're pouring out how you feel to figure out those feelings. We always quick to say we feel something or we feel some type of way or our intuition is telling us something. What exactly is it telling you? You know, if you realize you've been spending a lot of time in places that have not brought benefit, what is that telling you? How much do you sacrifice the things that you, how much do you say you want the things that you really want, and are you willing to sacrifice hanging out at that particular place or with those particular people or so often? If you have been hanging with people and it's like, damn, this is really dope, it's like, well, how can I keep pouring positivity into this to help it build and become even stronger? How much further can we really take this, you know? So that is, that's my spiel for the first of the month. First of the month is dope because it's always a time for new beginnings. Like, who cares what you didn't get done in November or what you know, like, yeah, use that as a marker to really analyze what you can do now, but at the same time, you have to forgive yourself and keep it fucking pushing. We don't have time to sit here and dwell about how I wish I would have did that. Okay, what did you learn from it, and how can you move forward this time? What can you do this week to add on what you feel like you lacked from last month? Peace.